Hey everyone, this is Path, and today we'll be talking about gamesense. Gamesense refers to the player's awareness and understanding of the dynamics inside the game. This is a vital skill that helps players to make informed decisions, adapt to the constantly changing environment, and predict their opponents. In this video, we'll be talking about the best tips and tricks to improve your gamesense. One of the first and best tools available to you for map information and by extension, general game sense, are your teammates. Yes, including the ones that go triple negative. They might not get many kills, but by moving across the map and heading first in a danger, they are an essential shortcut to getting information. By turning the perspective teammate option on in the settings menu, you can see your teammates through walls in a blue highlight color. This allows you to know what they are doing in relation to what you want to do. If you're near you and get a kill, then you should get ready to be in a position to immediately trade kill against whoever kills them. If they are dying, pay attention to where they are, and this can help you locate where their killer is based on the layout of the map. For example, in standoff's third hill, say you're holding top inside the hill, and a teammate holding bottom dies. You should immediately be ready for a potential enemy flank through the stairs, because that route has now opened to the enemy team. Another part happens to be related to the minimap. While the minimap isn't the most reliable for detecting enemies due to the prevalent use of suppressors on most weapons, it does help when the UAVs are up and when teammates are more spread out in the map. Having an idea where teammates are on the map can help you more accurately determine the current spawn flow, which is a critically important skill to have for hardpoint and control. This is not fully accurate due to spawns being quite volatile for certain hills on certain maps for hardpoint, but it is a good general rule to follow. Understanding where teammates are and whether or not they are winning their gunfights allows you to make split-second decisions on where to go in terms of rotations to maximize your impact on a map. And this is especially true in Search and Destroy. The early kills in a round provide a lot of information on where enemies are, and this allows you to quickly make adjustments. A reckless push into unknown territory can easily backfire and turn the tide of a round. There's another way teammates can be useful. If you notice that your teammates are on one side of the map, then it's safe to assume that that side is pretty safe as your team's got it covered. But you know what's not safe? The opposite side of the map, aka the weaker side. As such, you should focus more on that side to prevent getting pincered by the enemy team. There are several cues that you can look for that will give you a rough indication of enemy presence. Grenade explosions, bullet tracers, which are especially obvious if they have a mythic blueprint, enemy laser sights. While these aren't perfect indicators since they don't tell you the full picture, they are still useful as signs that someone could be in that general vicinity. Combining this with intel from your teammates, you can pre-aim where the enemies might be coming from for easy kills. In this clip you can see the player has the advantage since you're taking more of a preemptive action rather than a reactionary one. Just make sure that you don't hold the sideline for too long since you can still get flanked. Overall awareness also applies to how you approach objectives. Consider this example. Let's say you are playing slums and it's the first hardpoint. Now, as you are familiar with it, it's very hard to hold. There are 5 places that you might be shot from. Due to this predicament, you actually want to go for the second hardpoint spawns and fight for control of the ruined house as it's much harder to break into that hill. As long as you have a marksman or assault rifle player watching the back alley, you'll be golden. The third hardpoint is in a similar situation as the second hardpoint, because it's very difficult to break into from the ruined house spawns, at least without the availability of aerial score streaks. Here you'll actually want to fight for stature control, which is an easier place to break into the hill from, and additionally it sets you up for the fourth hill, which is another very difficult hill to get into without the availability of stuff like purifiers. For most players, killing the enemy as soon as they see them is a very primal instinct. but this can often be used against them. If you are in a disadvantage, do not take the fight unless you're really in a pinch, such as if you're already spotted and the enemy is aiming at you. Do not try to take on more than one enemy at a time unless they aren't paying attention to you, since there is no way you can deal with 2 or more enemies shooting at you at the same time. Instead, focus on isolating your gunfights, converting the situation into many consecutive 1v1 gunfights, and try getting clean kills. Try go for gunfights where you are on equal grounds as the opponent, or you are advantageous over the opponent. If you're unlucky and do get caught off guard, focus on getting the cover to heal up rather than trying to fight back. You already have less health than the enemy, and it's gonna be a lot harder to win in that fight unless you are trying to catch him off with sprint to fire or aim down sight speed. Walk near walls or stay close to cover when repositioned to minimize the potential angles you can get shot from. Learn the power positions of each map and use them frequently, as these are the strongest positions on a map and will give you the most advantage. Examples of these are combat head glitches and off angles. When using these power positions, frequently check your surroundings in the case of flankers, especially since they will likely attempt to get around you once they die to you for the first time. Obviously, you can never sit in a position forever and you will inevitably have to rotate. If you're more of a passive player, rotate to the power position for the next hill. If you're an aggressive player, try to anchor for the next spawns and push for the hill. It's crucial to know when to rotate, as if you're too slow, you'll end up giving the power positions to the enemy team or getting caught off guard and becoming an easy kill. Don't let the enemy dictate the pace of the game or play into their moves. In this pseudo game of chess, you do not want to be the one getting read like a book, because once that happens, you're going to end up dying over and over again in spawn traps. Lastly, here are a couple miscellaneous tips. Whenever you're struggling in a match and dying a lot, take a moment to stop and think while watching the kill cam. What caused me to keep dying? Where are my enemies positioning themselves? How do they move in gunfights, and what route should I take? Once you can solve most of these questions, you will quickly come to a consensus as to how to overcome these problems and potentially end up turning the tide. You can also quickly improve your game sense by watching how good players play. This can be your favorite content creator or a friend who is better than you. When watching their gameplay, analyze their decision making and how they react to different scenarios, how they aim, etc. After that, you can integrate it into your own gameplay. And that's pretty much it for this episode. This has been Path, going dark.